And you mean to tell me we got to ask you to come play defense? You want to be the greatest at the top of the top, and you want everyone to volunteer you into a tier level of two of the greatest guys that ever played a game. When you talk about Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, you talk about Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell, guys you never had to ask to compete. Where are all the Lakers that used to play for the Lakers that are not speaking out on what we are seeing?
What we're witnessing is one of the greatest franchises in sports history slowly losing its identity, not through a spectacular meltdown or complete disorder, but through something even more troubling. Silent acceptance. Acceptance of endless excuses. Acceptance of standards that continue to slip. Acceptance of actions that would never be excused if they came from someone wearing a different name on the back of the jersey.
He skipped the line and he can be compared to Jordan, but you got a lot of players in the league that are great, won some championships, but if you try to put them in the GOAT conversation, they look at you like you're crazy. So it's obvious LeBron has a chokehold on the media. He's a social media junkie. He has his pawns working overtime to push these narratives, and LeBron James is a fraud.
This goes far beyond a temporary slump. It isn't simply one disappointing season. What we're witnessing is the gradual erosion of a winning culture unfolding right before our eyes. And at the center of it all, LeBron James. Yet instead of demanding accountability, instead of speaking with honesty or offering genuine criticism, we're fed carefully crafted narratives. We're handed excuses. We're given polished explanations designed to protect reputations rather than face the truth. And maybe the clearest sign of all, the silence.
Before LeBron got there, where were the Lakers and how did they look?
We got there, 2018?
Phenomenal.
This year? Oh, this year.
This year.
Okay, I was going to say.
This year, Slim Luka, before he started to slowly become Free Willy again.
He did.
Yeah. He looked great.
So that brings us to the biggest question of all. Are the Lakers going out of their way to shield LeBron James from criticism? Or has LeBron James created an environment where the franchise has accepted lower expectations? Let us know what you think in the comments below.
But I look at something that's a crazy dynamic for JJ Redick because, he got on TV when he was an analyst at First Take, and he spewed so heavily about Doc Rivers being the guy to never take accountability and always throwing his team under the bus and always blaming this and that. He's guy never takes accountability. Oh my God.
Brown sugar.
But full circle, we see JJ get up here in the press conference and constantly duck giving accountability to his star players who do not play defense, clearly, because we all are watching.
Before the usual responses start pouring in, let's make one thing absolutely clear. This isn't an attempt to dismiss LeBron's incredible talent. It's not rewriting history. No one is denying that he's built one of the most remarkable careers the NBA has ever seen, defined by unmatched longevity, elite production, and countless unforgettable moments. This isn't about hate. It's about expectations. It's about fairness. It's about applying the same standard to every player, especially those who insist on being recognized as the greatest of all time. Because when you look at the game's all-time icons, one fact stands out immediately. No one ever had to convince Michael Jordan to compete. No one needed to remind Kobe Bryant to bring intensity. They didn't rely on inspirational slogans. They didn't need carefully crafted public images. They didn't depend on an army of online supporters to explain away lapses in effort. They showed up. They competed at the highest level. They embraced both ends of the floor every single night, and when they fell short, they accepted responsibility.
And if you can't hold guys accountable, like we've always said on this couch, which the couch, it was a 4-on-1 day. I remember it was like 78% for me. But when you hold these guys accountable, two things happen. You got to show up or you got to run away.
That's where the real distinction lies. LeBron James has, in many ways, bypassed parts of the historical standard used to evaluate basketball legends. He's been included in the GOAT discussion without facing the same expectations for leadership, accountability, and conduct that previous all-time greats were expected to meet. And whenever that status is questioned, the response often isn't a genuine debate. It's immediate rejection. You're labeled as biased. You're told you don't know the game. You're accused of living in the past. But game footage isn't influenced by public narratives. It doesn't care about reputation or legacy. The tape simply shows what happened, and it doesn't bend the truth.
I don't think the fans asked for LeBron James either, but they're both here. Two of the greatest players to play the game. And you mean to tell me we got to ask you to come play defense? You want to be the greatest at the top of the top, and you want everyone to volunteer you into a tier level of two of the greatest guys that ever played the game. When you talk about Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, you talk about Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell, guys you never had to ask to compete. Even a Magic Johnson. Where are all the Lakers that used to play for the Lakers that are not speaking out on what we are seeing?
Before LeBron returned from his lengthy time away, the Lakers weren't playing like championship favorites, but they were playing with purpose. The team looked more relaxed. They played as a connected unit instead of constantly adjusting to a pecking order. The energy was there, the ball kept moving, and every player appeared fully committed to the game plan. Austin Reeves, in particular, seemed transformed. He wasn't just putting up numbers. He looked poised, assertive, and completely in control. There was no second-guessing on each possession. There was no hesitation. He attacked the defense, created opportunities, and competed with confidence. The offense flowed naturally as the ball moved from player to player. And while the defense wasn't flawless, the effort remained steady throughout.
The words of the day on the fucking board that, like, what are we talking about here? Like, the words of the day are effort and execute. Like, I saw that when I used to drop my son off at school, at kindergarten 2 years ago. Word of the day on the door when you walk in.
When LeBron returned, the team's rhythm changed almost instantly. The offense slowed, the spacing became tighter, and the freedom that had fueled the Lakers began to disappear. Players who had been thriving suddenly looked restricted, not because the team improved, but because the hierarchy returned. Austin Reeves didn't lose his confidence overnight. His role simply changed. Luka followed the tone that had been set, because effort is contagious. When the leader brings energy, the team follows. When the leader doesn't, the entire group feels it. That's what makes this bigger than one bad game. LeBron isn't just another player. He sets the emotional tone for the Lakers. And when that tone lacks consistent effort and accountability, the effects spread throughout the roster. You can even see it in JJ Redick. As an analyst, he criticized leaders who avoided accountability. Now, after tough losses, he speaks in general terms instead of addressing the real issues directly. Not because he doesn't understand the problem, but because calling out the team's biggest star brings consequences. So the responsibility gets spread across the entire roster instead of focusing on the leadership at the top. That's why this isn't simply about losing games. It's about culture. Championship teams are built on accountability, effort, and defense. The greatest legends embrace those responsibilities every night. When those standards disappear, the entire team suffers. We've seen this pattern before, and previous coaches have paid the price for it. Now JJ Redick appears to be facing the same challenge. His comments sound measured. His authority seems limited. Instead of leading freely, he often looks like someone trying to manage around a superstar rather than coach one. That's not what the Lakers have always represented. This franchise was built on excellence, accountability, and relentless effort. Fans expect players to honor that tradition every time they step on the floor. LeBron James has become exceptionally skilled at controlling the narrative. When the team wins, he receives the praise. When it loses, the blame shifts to the roster, injuries, or coaching. True accountability rarely reaches the team's leader. The media often reinforces those explanations, but fans can see what's happening, and the game film tells its own story. This isn't about hate. It's about applying the same standards to everyone. If you're going to be called the greatest of all time, you have to embrace the same expectations that past legends accepted. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and other all-time greats didn't rely on excuses or image management. They let their effort and leadership speak for themselves. Until LeBron is judged by that same standard, this debate will never be completely honest. The Lakers will continue searching for their identity, coaches will continue facing impossible situations, and frustration among fans will keep growing. The bigger issue goes beyond one player. It's about a basketball culture where criticism is dismissed as hate and accountability is treated as disrespect. When reputation becomes more important than results, standards begin to disappear. Great players raise the bar for everyone around them. They don't lower it. So now the question belongs to you. What do you think we're really watching? Are the Lakers still living up to their championship standard, or has that standard changed? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this discussion, like the video, subscribe for more honest basketball analysis and join the conversation.